Hi, I'm Dr. Patty Follansby from the Department of Health Science here at SUNY Brockport. I'm also coordinator of the graduate admissions for our health science grad program. So I'm here to talk to you today about a little bit about the program. Our main focus in our program is school health education, so all of it has to do with certification to teach in the public schools. There are, if you're listening to me, there are 3 possible categories that you could fit that would qualify you to be in this program. The first and most popular category and the biggest grouping is people who already have an initial certification in a related area, such as PE or childhood ed or history, and you want to expand your certifications and have a dual cert in health. So that's one group of people, and we call this the Alt-MS group. And your issues would be you'd need to do the full program, 36 credits, which I'll talk about in more detail later. 36 credits, plus you might need to take some additional health content courses. So if you're in your senior year of college thinking about coming here for your graduate program and you've got a little extra time, you may want to start taking some health content. By content, I mean things like nutrition, safety, mental health, because either you can take some at the undergrad or you might have to take some at the graduate level. These are state requirements. The second category of people that might come to this program would be people who have no certification at all in any kind of teaching field, but have really decided they really want to be a school health educator. They want to be a school health teacher certified by us. So what you would do is come to this program, but you would also be taking additional courses that would qualify you through state ed. So you might have a couple of education courses you would need to prepare and have student teaching done, because you wouldn't have that in your background. So we prepare you to do that. That's a little bit longer program, but you can do it through our master's program. The third category would be people who already are initially certified in health education to teach in the schools, and they're looking to get their professional certification, their final certification. We do accept those people, but we encourage those people also to consider doing what the other initial certs that come to us are doing, which is to go outside of the program and get an additional initial cert in some other area that's related to health so that you're better marketable. So that's the third category. So again, the biggest category is the Alt-MS-ED, people who already are certified in other areas. So how do you apply? Obviously the application is online through the graduate program here at Brockport. We're looking for people with a 3.0 GPA. We're looking for you to list for us 3 references that we can contact if we so choose to find out a little bit more about your work and your ability to do graduate work. So when you list these references, you want these references to be professors that you've had in education courses. You want them to be people who could speak to your ability to be a good teacher, to be a good writer, and to be successful in the graduate program. So that's what we're looking for on the reference list. We also have some prereqs that we require of all applicants. We request that you have 2 semesters of undergraduate anatomy and physiology. These could be from a 2-year school, they could be from Brockport or from whatever school you're coming from, or an equivalent. So if you have something related to anatomy and physiology in another program that you took and you want to pitch those as being equivalent, we will consider those. And you need to have grades of C or better. The other prereq is that we would like you to have a basic course, an undergraduate course in basic statistics. So that might have been an assessment course, it might have been a regular math course with statistics, it could have been anything that you might have taken. So we'll take an equivalent course as well. Excuse me. And finally, we ask that you provide us with a statement of objectives for your desire to do graduate study with us. So this is an important part of the application. The statement not only looks at why do you want to come here, why do you want to pursue health education, what are your goals, but it also looks at your ability to write, to say a little bit about yourself, to tell us a little bit about how you got to this point and what you hope to accomplish while you're here. So we're looking at both your information and your ability to write. Okay, so what else do you need to know about the program? Well, you can go full or part-time, anywhere up to from 3 to like 12 credits. Our courses, our required courses, let me back up. There are 24 hours of required core. These are the courses that teach you how to be a good health educator, how to be a consummate health teacher. So if you're teaching health, how to do that at your best. That would include things like curriculum development, assessment and evaluation of school health, communication in health, how to do written communication, how to talk to school boards, how to put together programs, philosophy and principles of health and health education, health education, issues in health and wellness, methods of teaching health education, seminar and field experience, which is required by the state and which we agree strongly needs to be there. So you will do a field experience and you'll do some learning about research. So these courses are the how-tos that give you the skills to be a good health teacher. That's 24 credits. Then we require you to have an additional 12 credits of graduate electives in health content, and we give you a variety of choices related to that through advisement. So that comes to 36 credits. But if you don't have any school health content courses coming into the program, we give you 15 of those, but you're going to need another 15 to satisfy the state certification. So we help you work in other content courses that are important. So maybe a summer course, maybe a winter intersession course, maybe something additional during the regular fall or spring semesters. But we help you to get those courses that you need to be certified. So, full or part-time study. Some courses are offered fall only, some are offered spring only. All of the required core, the 24 credits I talked about, those are in the evening only. Sometimes some of them are online, but again, some would only be fall and some would only be spring. The graduate content courses and any of the health content courses may be evening, they may be daytime, some of them are in the summer, some of them are in the winter intersession. So you have a variety of times when you can kind of fit any extra courses in that you need to be certified by the state. What else? The faculty are all people who are school health educated or have the skills to teach you the particular course that they're teaching. We have some teachers from the field that are in the classroom. We have regular faculty. There are a lot of diverse research interests, programmatic interests. So you're getting a good variety of faculty who are used to being teachers, who understand how you need to be trained as a teacher to teach health. We already know if you're coming in with initial cert that you know how to be a teacher, but you know how to be that in that area. So now we're going to give you the health and help you to become a master teacher of school health. What else? If you have further questions or you want to know how to start the program, or you're wondering about particular coursework that you may have taken elsewhere, you can email me as the coordinator of the grad program, or you're certainly welcome to call me. I think it's easier to get in touch with me if you email me. But if you have any other questions, please feel free to do that. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Carol Godsave. I'm the Department Chair of Education Administration, and I'm joined by two other department members, not here today, but also part of the department, Dr. James Tobin and Dr. Jeffrey Lynn are full-time instructors with the department, as am I. Together we represent, I don't want to add up the number of years that we've been in administration, but it's been a long time. Dr. Tobin represents supervision and superintendency. Dr. Lynn represents supervision, and he also principalship, and I represent the special ed pupil services side of the aisle. I want to talk to you a bit about our department. Our department is the Department of Education Administration, and we actually have two programs. First program is called Education Administration, EDA, and the other is School Business Administration. I'm going to spend most of my time on the Education Administration part, but I also want to talk to you a little bit about School Business Administration. Those who go into EdAdmin are people who want to become anything from an assistant principal. We have people who want to be athletic directors. We have people who want to be principals, directors of special ed, directors of supervision and curriculum, and superintendents. And we have, in our field, we have lots of graduates who are filling all of those positions. Those who want to go into school building, school business administration are those who want to spend their time on the fiscal side of the house. Our department is accredited both nationally and by the state. Our accreditation body for national certification is called NCATE. You'll hear that as you go through the program because a lot of our assessments are NCATE based. But more importantly, we are state ed accredited. And the courses that we offer have all been vetted by the state of New York and have been approved as a program that leads to two certifications. One is school building leader, that allows you to be an assistant principal, principal, or school district leader, which allows you to be anything from above principal to superintendent of schools. Our program is 36 hours in length. That seems like a long time, but part of that is 6 hours are devoted to an internship, and 6 hours are devoted to a central office administration internship. It's part internship and part class. So the remainder of those 30 hours are devoted to classes. In order to come into our program, we expect you to be a teacher. The state requires that you have at least 3 years teaching experience. Now that teaching experience I'm going to put in quotes, because if you were, let's say you've been serving as director of special ed, or you've been serving in the pupil personnel area, that can be counted toward your administration degree. But to get into the program, we require at least 2 years teaching experience. The reason being, our program is 2 years in length, and we figure by the time you have gone through the program, you will have acquired all of the years that you need in order to be certified by the state of New York. So 2 years successful teaching experience. We also require that you have a master's degree, and most of you do as teachers, because in order to become a professionally certified teacher, you have to have a master's degree. So master's degree, at least 2 years successful teaching, and a letter from a principal or higher. In the letter, the person will state that you have had the teaching experience, that you are an excellent teacher, that you have excellent oral and written communication skills, and that you have shown some leadership potential. On top of that, and this can either be a letter from the same person or can be in the letter from the same person, or another person agrees to be your mentor. Now what's that? The mentor really isn't somebody that has to follow you around or you follow the person around, but more the person is helping you find ways to complete the tasks that we ask you to do throughout the program. Our program, as I said, is 36 hours in length. 30 hours of that are classroom experiences. In addition to the classroom, we expect students to have completed a bunch of tasks within their own school district. I'm not going to go into that in great detail here, but if you are interested in our program, we're going to invite you to a program information meeting, and we'll talk a lot about some of those tasks. Our program is a weekend-based program. Our classes are, for the most part, held at Metro Center, which is downtown in Rochester. Our classes are on Saturday. We recognize that you are teachers. We recognize that you have busy lives, and so we don't have many classes during the week, and we don't have Friday night classes anymore. Occasionally, we will have a class that's held during the week, but if we do, we don't schedule that until late in the afternoon, giving you a chance to get away from school and to Metro so that you're not rushed when you come into the class. Our classes are 9 to 4:30 on Saturday. Seems like a long time, but because your teachers have all had experience, A, as teachers, and B, as administrators, we recognize that we can't sit there and lecture to you. In fact, my lecture to you right now is probably the longest lecture that I'll make in all of my time as I work with you. So the classes have a little bit of lecture, but they have a lot of interaction. It's really important that you learn to be a team player, that you learn to get along with all kinds of people, and that you also have an opportunity to hear the experiences and ideas of others. So a lot of the classes are devoted to little activities that we would break you into small groups, and then you have your report out. We also have some classes that are online, not 100%, but classes that are called hybrid. So part of the time is going to be spent in the classroom, and part of the time will be spent online. Here's an example. Our very first course is called Foundations of Leadership, Education Leadership. In the Foundations class, in the old days, you would come to wherever the class was being taught on Friday night and then Saturday. When you think about it, 7 weekends out of the semester where you were devoted Friday night and Saturday, that's a long time. And I'm a veteran of this program. I took classes that way, and I'll tell you that I was beat by the time that weekend ended. So we've looked at, can we do something in lieu of Friday night? And we've made that a hybrid section. So you would be given something to read, something to react to, some critical questions that would be pretty much in preparation for what you're going to cover the next day in class. So we have several of our classes that are hybrid in nature, which means it's an asynchronous. It's not done at the same time, but we would give you some tasks to complete online, and then that would be a preparation for coming into class. What about your interaction with your professors? Now, obviously, 9 to 4:30, any instructor you have is going to be going full tilt to make sure that that day is meaningful to you. However, there's time before class and there's time after class for you to meet individually with the professor. Being that most of our students are in jobs, living all places around the Rochester area and down into the southern tier, as far west as Buffalo. We have some students that actually come in from Syracuse. We probably don't have a lot of people asking for office hours. But instead, what we do for office hours is provide you with our internet, our email, our phone numbers, and all kinds of ways for us to interact with one another on an individual basis. That said, there are also 2 courses that you will take during the program in which there is a set-aside time when you meet individually with that professor. And it may be your advisor, it may not be your advisor, it really doesn't matter. That's a time for you really to have that in-depth conversation with your professor. Ask any questions you want. How about what happens when you leave? First of all, we expect that You have completed the courses. You have finished your internship, and internships can be done anywhere. We'll talk with you about what makes the best sense for you in terms of an internship. And then your central office class, which you'll be doing at the central office level. You'll be working with a mentor from the central office. When you've completed those, and when you've taken the test for certification. Yes, we do have tests for certification. There are two of them. One is the school district leader exam. That is a two-part exam, 4 hours each, and the school building leader exam, 2 parts, 4 hours each. We provide at several points during the program, we provide you with some practice, some preparation for the tests, and we also have you buy a book at the beginning of the program in which you'll be given exercises that are tied directly into the test that you will take. In order to graduate, you must have taken and passed both parts of the school district leader exam. The school building leader exam is not a requirement of graduation, and I would say that we didn't make this up. We're not being mean. This is a state requirement that all students in education administration programs take and pass the school district leader exam. Both of those lead to certifications. School building leader leads to a provisional exam or provisional certification, which becomes professional after 2 years as an administrator. The school district leader certification is a professional certification. That means it's like in the old days, it's permanent. And the only thing that you have to do is the same as a teacher, 175 clock hours school of professional development over a 5-year period. So once you finish the program, once you have become certified, you are eligible to take any number of leadership positions anywhere in New York State, and we have a very nice reciprocity with most states. So even if you were to leave New York State, you would be able to carry that certification with you. Our graduates can be found almost anywhere. I think if you look around in your own school district, you will find administrators who are graduates of our program. We have people who are currently assistant principals, we have principals, we have directors of special ed, we have direct pupil personnel directors, we have directors of curriculum, we have assistant superintendents for curriculum, school improvement, and we have superintendents out there. So the sky's the limit pretty much in terms of any kind of placement that you want to secure and you want to go after. I also need to tell you that should you want to continue, once you've been through our program, should you want to continue, we have an articulation agreement with the U of R. The U of R offers what they call a scholarship between Brockport and the U of R. If you are interested in going into the U of R for your doctorate in administration and leadership, you can apply for a scholarship. All it is the application process and a letter of recommendation from someone that knows your work at Brockport. Once you are accepted, you will have 42 credit hours accepted into the program, which is almost half of a doctoral program, and then you also will get a reduction in tuition. Let me just also very quickly talk about the school business administration program. School business administration program is a very tight unit. There's no crossover with EDA. The courses are set up to train you to become a school business administrator. It is 66 hours in length. Now, some of you may come in with a master's, others can come in without a master's. The reason being, some of our people who go into SBA have come from the business world and they don't have a master's degree. So 66 hours if you don't have your master's degree. It is run in something called a cohort, just a group of people. We don't run it every semester. We run it about every year and a half. So the next cohort will open September 2014. I also should say to you that we occasionally offer cohorts in ed admin for outlying regions. For example, we are going to be starting a new cohort in the Corning Painted Post area in Greater Southern Tier BOCES that will begin in January. It's always exciting to do those because it's very different. It's people who are coming from a region that they all speak the same language in terms of they're all part of that BOCES. If you happen to be from that area and are interested in maybe joining the cohort, give us a shout because we are starting program information meetings very soon and setting up that new cohort. I encourage you to think about coming into EdAdmin. I think it's a wonderful program. We're very proud of it. We're very proud of our graduates. And we're also very proud that the fields say, boy, we really like it when when Brockport people come in for the interview because they are so well prepared. If you need more information, just give us a shout at edadmin@brockport.edu. And we will get in contact with you, and we'll share with you the next steps. Thank you very much, and best wishes to you, and I hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kaya in Brockport's MPA program.
Hello, I'm Dr. Faith Prather in the Department of Public Administration.
Both of us are associate professors in the program. First of all, thank you for considering Brockport's MPA program. Our goal today is to help you to be able to make a better informed decision about which program to be able to choose. The MPA program is located in downtown Rochester on St. Paul Street in the Metro Center. So it's conveniently located near where most people work. The MPA program is nationally accredited. It's been that way since the 70s, so we have a long-standing history of good academic success. We have three emphases in the program. The first is the public management emphasis, and obviously it's geared towards people who work in government. We have the nonprofit and healthcare emphasis, which are geared towards people who work in nonprofit agencies and those who work in nonprofit healthcare organizations. The program is 42 hours. A question I always get asked is, how long does it take to complete? If you're working full-time and therefore going to school part-time, it'll probably take you about 3.5 years. If you're going to school full-time, it'll probably take you about 2 years to be able to complete. Classes are offered in the evening, so it's very convenient. Typically, classes run from 5:30 to 8:30. Every now and then, we'll have a class that will end up be on a Saturday. Also, we have hybrid and online classes. The hybrid courses, usually you meet once a month, and the remaining 3 weeks is online. And, of course, the online courses are fully online. So the courses are convenient, and not all courses do you have to actually come to the Metro Center. But to complete the degree, you will have to take some courses in the Metro Center. We also have summer courses, which will allow you to be able to complete your schooling quicker. Usually, the summer classes are electives. So during the regular semesters, the fall and the spring semester, our courses are typically going to be the core courses with some elective courses, but in the summer, it's primarily elective courses. As far as the application process, we require a 3.0 GPA. You can get admitted into the program if your GPA falls between 2.7 and 3.0, but we require that you take the GRE. If you have above a 3.0, you don't have to take the GRE. We also require that you have 3 letters of recommendation, preferably one from somebody that can attest to your academic standing, and then somebody in the workplace. We realize if you've been out of school for a while, then the best option may just be to get your professional references. You will also need a resume or a vita, which outlines your work history, and then a statement of objectives, which is basically an essay on what you would like to achieve from the program. Now let me turn it over to Dr. Prather, who will conclude this presentation.
I'd like to tell you a little bit about our faculty, who has a broad array of expertise and experience in a number of areas that may be of interest to you. For example, public policy, financial management, strategic management, organizational behavior, human resource management, statistics, research and program evaluation, healthcare in America, financial administration, and nonprofit management. Our faculty do research in a number of areas such as international comparisons of health systems, e-government, and educational policy. They bring their expertise in the classroom in a number of ways, particularly in creative assignments that respond to the world of work that you may be experiencing. For example, students complete papers on strategic plans for their organizations. They gain experience in writing grants and even critiquing grants. They conduct interviews with managers in organizations they may work for or in other organizations to get a sense of the best practices that seem effective in the public sector. Another aspect of our program that you may be interested in is that we have a number of alumni who work in public service in this community. And as a result, they provide us with an opportunity for interesting internship experiences that are available to our students. We have alumni who work in the Department of Human Services, the City of Rochester, and the United Way, a number of public organizations that would be of interest to you. And in terms of what happens when you get your degree, because that is always the end point. What am I going to do with my degree? You'll be happy to know that there are numerous career opportunities for you in a number of areas: the county, the state, and the federal agencies, education, health administration, health care, long-term care, and several nonprofit agencies. Our students also find work in the private sector and public safety and security. And we have students, for example, who are directors of the fire department. And we have people who are working for the Arc of Monroe. We have people who work for the DePaul Community Services agencies. And we have people working for the Seneca Park Zoo. We have people who work in the George Eastman House. It's just amazing the variety of areas that our students find themselves in. Many of our students get inspired in our program and go on to continue for doctorate degrees and law degrees. If you are interested in a public service career, please contact us, and we would be more than interested in talking with you about your needs and your goals for this program. Thank you.
Thank you.